Support for Radio Friends comes from Repertory Financial, where they work to ensure a lifetime of financial security for people from all walks of life, from investment services to retirement plans. If you're looking for a trustworthy company that has the experience and knowledge to put your interests first, contact Repertory Financial, a community-based investment counseling firm since 1966. Learn more at lebrunery.com or by calling 573-449-5313. Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Monday, July 15th. My friend Todd Davison is with us from Maple's Rep in Macon. Good to have you here,
Thank
Todd.
you. Very good to be here.
Hey, you just came off from a successful run of the Full Monty.
Yep.
That was your opening show, and it generated a lot of conversation.
It did. It certainly did. It was really, it was a great production, and I've got a lot of people talking.
Yeah. There were several scenes in that show that were touching, and I thought it was done very nicely.
Well, thank you very much.
So congratulations.
Thanks.
And that was a different kind of show.
It was.
For Maple's Rep.
Yep, it was different. And so we wanted to attract some different people. And part of what we try to do is to do different kinds of stories. There's all different sorts of shows, different ways of telling the story. And we hope that one of our goals is to show people lots of different things. So that was one of the examples in Full Monty.
Well, you did that.
Thanks.
Now, you're here today to talk about the Buddy Holly story.
Yep, the Buddy Holly story. It is a wonderful, wonderful show, all about Buddy Holly, obviously. And even though we know that he had this short career because he's killed, he just really recorded for just about 2 years in his life. But he presented all these great hits and great music that we remember.
And live on forever.
Yes. And even though we know, what's going to happen, that the end of the story is going to be, it's still just so full of life and just really, really fun. It's not sad at all. I mean, it's a really, really lovely story about the music.
Is it along the lines of Always Patsy Cline? It's a story, that was a story of Patsy Cline, and then she dies.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's similar to that in that we know what's going to happen, but we still just learn all about him. And the other thing that's great about the way this show is structured is that all the musicians, all the actors are musicians essentially. So there is no other band. Everything all the music that you hear will be produced live by the actors on stage.
On the stage. So there's not the band over to the side.
There's no pit or no side band, nothing. So a lot of the ensemble people play, and then they'll play, and then they play different roles. So obviously there's Buddy Holly and the Crickets. There's those three, and then there's what we call the fourth Cricket, a character named Jerry who comes on and performs with them later in their career. But then the rest of the ensemble, there's 14 other actors, and they play a variety of characters.
Yeah.
And get lots of different responsibilities. And in the end, the last concert, Buddy Holly's last concert, was in Clear Lake, Iowa. So the Clear Lake concert at the end of the show is really just sort of a reproduction of that event. And so that was a full-blown show with horns and stuff. So we have all of the people who for saxophones, trombones, trumpet, those are people all from the ensemble. And many of the actors who are playing those, like, I played saxophone in high school. So I said, well, would you like to, kind of brush it up? So all this last 3 weeks, all around the theater, you're boom, 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 boom. It sounds like practice rooms everywhere because everybody's got a little niche where they've got their instrument and they're trying to work on it. And the result is really, really, really beautiful.
Yeah. How many people have you got in this production?
There's 18 actors.
So that's pretty big.
Pretty big for us, yes.
Yeah. Is that a difficult show to rehearse and put together?
It is. In general, yes. We're really blessed because Michael Perry, who's playing Buddy Holly, has a lot of Buddy Holly experience. He played Buddy on the national tour 3 years ago and has played it like this is his fourth or fifth time playing the role in this show. So he was very familiar with the material. And then the people who are playing the rest of the Crickets all also have played those roles sometime before, not necessarily all together, but they all have experience with the music. So they came in with a leg up on somebody who was just trying to learn it all because there is a lot of music. It's almost 2 hours of music.
Yeah. So when you're rehearsing a show like this, it really consumes your entire life, doesn't it? While you're rehearsing the show.
It really does. It's one of those that kind of, in some ways, it kind of takes over.
Right.
And so for the leads, of course, they're trying to get all that information down. And then for some of these ensemble people, like I'm saying, they're being asked to do things that they're not used to maybe doing. So I'm going to learn. I've got to go get my bass and try to practice, in my downtime.
Yeah.
So that takes over them too. Then the other thing is, every show like this is shaped by the director for our own production. Mm-hmm. So although these people have had experience doing this material in other ways, our production will be totally unique. Our director, Tim Saib, has never directed Buddy Holly before. He's been familiar with these kind of shows. He just directed the national tour of $1 Million Quartet. So he knows about these music shows. But he came in, and he meets the cast and says, okay, now here's the way we're going to tell this story, and it's going to be different than you've told it before because it's unique for us. So that's part of the beauty of original theater like us.
Yeah.
We're not a place where packaged show comes through. We really create it from scratch each time. The designer, the scenic designer is a young woman from Oregon, and the costume designer's from North Carolina, and so they're putting their own take on this material, and so it's really fun.
I'm so impressed by the work that you do at Maples Rep, and I say this honestly. People all come together for the summer months, and you put shows on. You put good shows on, and you have a good time doing it, and it shows on the stage.
Yeah, for me, most of what I do is I try to shape what the season's going to be, and then I do all the hiring of the people, both the actors and directors and designers and all the technicians. And my role is to try to put together a community that's going to come together and work nicely together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talented people in the world, and we want people who are going to want to spend that time together.
Right. And if some people listening to us or watching us, if you've never been up to Macon, the Maples Rep Theater, it really is a gem.
Yep.
In Macon, Missouri.
It's easy to get up there.
Oh, yes. And the theater is very nice. It's cozy. It's air conditioned. It's an older theater, but you've got all the modern facilities on the stage.
Yep, that's right.
All right. So the Buddy Holly story opens when?
It opens Friday, the 19th. And it runs through August 11th, so it's 4 weekends.
And now you also have
We also have the Savannah Sipping Society, a really funny comedy about 4 women that are kind of at crossroads in their life, and they learn to become friends and to meet the challenges of their life. It's very, very funny. It plays in rep with Buddy Holly, and it goes through July 27th.
Okay, so if people want ticket information, you can either call the Maples Rep or you can go online and you can buy your tickets online,
right?
And you can pick out your seat. And you're all set. They'll be waiting for you, and you're there. Then what do you got in the fall? We're just about out of time.
Yep,
Todd.
We've got Church Basement Ladies, the 6th installment of the Church Basement Ladies series, and then Death Trap at October time, and that's going to be a really fun thriller, and then Every Christmas Story Ever Told at Christmas time.
Every Christmas story ever told.
Yep.
Every single one.
Every single one.
All right.
We'll do it in 90 minutes.
Todd Davison, thank you so much for coming by, and I love that snazzy Hawaiian
I knew you would
sport
like
jacket
that.
you have on there.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Well, best of luck to you.
Thanks.
With the Buddy Holly story. Tomorrow, Rainbow House Golf Tournament, and we'll munch with the Mexico mayor. We'll find out what that means. See you tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening. Bye-bye.